Hello, my name is Nicole, and thank you so much for taking the time out to listen. Today I titled this message, The Intelligent Mind Asks Why. The intelligent mind asks why. Some of you all have come across individuals who it's not good enough just to tell them that this is how you do this. This is why we participate in this particular holiday event, program, what have you. I need for you to do it this way. Don't ask questions because this is how we've always done it. The intelligent mind is not going to accept that. The intelligent mind is going to ask, why do we do it this way? Why is it that everyone acts this way around this particular individual? Why is it that programming says this? Why not do it this way? Why is it that this program is here when there are better programs out there? You see, the intelligent mind is not going to rest on just you telling him or her not to do something or to do something. You see, some of you all get quite frustrated with the intelligent mind that asks questions because guess what? Some of you simply don't have the answers. Let's just keep it real. You don't have the answers. You can't explain why you do what you do. You are caught up in routine. You are caught up in tradition. You don't want to change. You don't want to rock the boat. It costs too much money. It's going to require more work on your part. You don't want to answer that question why. Why is there so many churches? We're going there today. Why are there so many churches? Well, some people would say, well, there's so many churches in this world because, the government, how they've got these people all brainwashed, manipulated, mind controlled, and what have you. So, I guess it's in the best interest of the government to have all these churches everywhere. No, let's go a little bit deeper than that. Why would people flock to something like this? Well, they would because maybe there's some benefit to it. Maybe there's some promises made. People flock to places like churches because, well, they don't have anything better to do. Or because they're just so stressed and they've gone through so much, that's why they go. And so once again, the government, they benefit because when people are all distraught, they can get them to give money and to give service without having to pay for labor. Okay, fine. Now, if one looks around and sees all these churches in his or her community and all these people going in and out of these churches, wouldn't one also want to ask what could be going on in the church beyond just the minister speaking? I'm not the mind control brainwashed one. I'm just going because, well, I just feel like going one day. Because I'm curious. But when I get inside the church, there's all these things that take place that man can't really explain. I've got my questions though. Why is that person falling out? Why is that person jumping around like that? Why is that person dancing like that? Why is that person speaking in tongues? Why is it that when I go to this church, nobody's acting like they're even interested in what the minister is saying and they are pretty much looking like they're dead? Is it that boring? You see, when we're on the outside looking in at anything or anyone or any situation, one of the first things that pop into our minds is why. The intelligent minded is not going to just go to any event, any congregation. They're not going to just go to any establishment unless you can answer that question why. This is for some folks, not for everybody. You answer that question why when the person says, okay, now that I'm here at the church, and yes, I do believe in some of what's going on, and I do believe that there's some spiritual things that are happening, and I'm not going to just totally believe that, all these churches that's been here for centuries and centuries are a government operation and only a government operation. I'm going to think outside of that realm. I need for you to answer questions on why. Why does God exist? Why is God around? Why does God care about me? Why is it necessary for me to be around the like-minded? Why is it necessary for me to sit down and pray to an entity that I cannot see, feel? Why? You see, And right in that moment when people ask that question, why, and they don't get the answers that give them the peace of mind, they bail ship. You're not hurting me though when you do that. You see, when the intelligent mind asks questions and then decides that I don't want to go along with the system, the program, the doctrine, even what God himself has shown me, you're not hurting me when you do that. But you got some individuals who are so haughty in the way that they behave and act. They think that they are somehow hurting parents, grandparents, teachers, mentors, and everyone else because my question why wasn't answered. How about this? I stopped asking why because it got to a point where I was not progressing. Why could actually hinder you? The intelligent mind can actually hinder his or herself when you're asking too many questions why and you're not ready for the answers or you're not willing to be open-minded enough for the answers. Why is it that our government is so secretive about operations that they participate in? They even have strange names for them. Why is our government not wanting us to know everything when it comes to these unidentified objects up in the sky? Why is it that they still want to manipulate, trick, bamboozle us? Why is it that there are those individuals who go off into other lands, other countries, other planets, or what have you, and we never get a report about what exactly happened there or what they saw? Instead, we get some little movies that give us a taste of what some people have seen. There's a little bit of truth I need to tell some folks in some of those crazy movies that you watch, sci-fi related. Not everything is far-fetched and just out of man's imagination. There are some grains of truth in some of those movies. That's how they're able to program some folks, get some people to go along with missions. Okay? Because if there wasn't anything fun and entertaining about it, if there wasn't anything that even piqued your curiosity, you wouldn't be interested. You wouldn't go along and help. You wouldn't be a part of the mission. You wouldn't join the military. Oh, yes, even in the games, there's a bit of truth in some of the machinery that one is using when he or she is destroying an opponent. The intelligent mind gets to a point when he or she is walking closely with another intelligent mind, being the one true God, that he or she wants the peace of mind to be able to get through this life without feeling at times like he or she wants to self-destruct. Because there are so many intelligent minds that end up going bonkers, if you will, going crazy, that they will kill themselves because they can't stand the fact that they can't get their questions answered. They don't feel at peace. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, no matter how much money they spend or who they connect with, they still can't seem to get over some things. They still can't seem to see the positivity even in the pessimistic moments of their lives. They just can't. It's going to be very difficult for some of you all to reach the intelligent mind who sold out on not believing that there is the one true God. It's going to be hard to reach those individuals who have been wounded repeatedly by someone who was close to him that claimed to be a believer but really wasn't and didn't exemplify that type of Christian faith and Christian way, Christian anything. And now you want me to be a part of some type of group? You want me to pray? You want me to trust in your Lord? Do you know what those people did to me? Why? Why do we even exist? Why do we even bother waking up each day? What keeps our breath going in our bodies? What keeps our heart beating? Surely it wasn't just a simple act between a mother and father that brought about our existence. Isn't there something a little bit more deeper than that? You see, we can ask questions all day. We can sit around and come up with all sorts of human philosophy as to why we believe what we believe or why we don't believe what we believe. But at the end of the day, there is the one true God who's looking upon us and who's saying, I just need for you to follow me. I am the intelligent one. I am the one who created you. I am the one who gives you life each and every day. I am the one that builds, and I'm also the one that destroys. I'm the one that protects you when you're not even thinking of me. I am the one that spoke into your parents' spirits and cautioned them about some things. But, oh, here you are. And so now I need for you to trust me. Can you do that without needing to know every answer under the sun? The closest character in the Bible that I could think of when it comes to some high intelligence, somewhere near Jesus possibly, would be Solomon. And that was worldly wisdom that he had. Of course, being God inspired at times. And when Solomon walked this earth, being a man of great wealth, a man who was esteemed much, you know this is nothing but God that's giving me these words today, because I wasn't around during Solomon's time, and the Bible only gives us but so much information about Solomon. But Solomon had his struggles, and he questioned God. And there were times where he was looking around and he seen that man was very, shall we say, foolish in what he said and what he did. And there were times where he went to the Father and he wanted answers and more answers on top of answers. And God gave him what he felt he could handle. Even with all of what Solomon had, he still was not a happy man. And some folks question why they get an answer that's sufficient, but then somewhere along the line, they want God to bless them materially. That's what their connection to God is all about. It's that prosperity gospel, the one that promises you that you're going to get money on top of money if only you do this, that, and the other for the Lord. Why do people do this sort of thing? They do this because it all boils down to a benefit to their pockets. It all boils down to what they believe God is interested in. And so if you are assuming things about God, you will easily not only confuse yourself, but confuse others who you are influencing. Wise people are not going to go along with faulty programming, with programming that does not prove itself. They're not going to go along with ignorance and people who just make up things just for the sake of making up things. Wise people are not going to be led by their emotions. They may at times be humbled by emotions. They may even display emotions, but wise people do not allow their tears, their fears, their highs, and their lows to dictate their relationship with God, with themselves, or with others. No, I need to see some substantial evidence and proof that shows that the relationship that I have with you is solid, that is trustworthy, that is beneficial, that we are working together. God is asking man the same thing. Will you follow me, and will you be able to exemplify the kind of character that is going to get my messages across to a foolish nation? Are you going to be the individual that's going to rise up when everybody else around you has fallen down? Are you going to be the individual that's going to listen closely, cast away all of your pride, all of your lust, all of your greed, and whatever else that you're struggling with, long enough so that you can hear from me and do what I've asked? The intelligent mind who has received many accolades, who has done so well in school, who has even come up with his or her inventions and plans and has been just treated with such royalty. If one does not use his or her intelligence for good, that intelligence will be robbed. That mind will go insane sooner rather than later. Why is a good thing. To question why, to study why, to get around individuals who also are like you, who say why. But to be so consumed by man and woman's intelligence, man and woman's feelings and doctrines, and to be so consumed by mortal types of challenges and behaviors will not draw you near to the most intelligent being that we know of, which is God, who's also named many other names, but still is God. Fighting with a God that is far more greater than man ever ever will be, that is just downright stupid, to put it mildly. A God that has proven himself in so many different ways, a God that shows up even when man is creeped out, when man doesn't believe that what is in the shadows is a fact of God. Well, he might believe that it is of Satan, the demonic being. He's more likely to believe Satan roaming in the night than he is God roaming in the day and in the night. But whatever your side is, your view, your opinion on why, understand this, that if you don't humble yourself and take the time out to study and show thyself approved unto God, to read his word, to allow the Holy Spirit to indwell you, to accept Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior, and above all things, to be around those like-minded individuals that some of you like to call ignorant, well, you can learn the hard way like so many others after you close your eyes and realize, I haven't died. My spirit is still very much alive. I'm roaming the earth, but I'm not getting anything done. I'm awaiting judgment. And what will be the verdict? Get it right on this side. I thank you as always for taking time out of your busy schedule to listen to something a little bit different than the usual. Please do check the description box for anything that might be of interest. And take the time out to pray and ask the Lord for some answers to some of your why questions. You may not get all of the answers. The answers may not come in the time that you want. But either way, though, you will get some peace of mind if you decide to nourish your spirit rather than just zeroing in on your mind and body. Blessings to you.